Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to Leicester Middle School this year for the 2020-2021 school year. We know things have really changed over the summer and we want to kind of show you some of the things that Leicester Middle School has done to prepare you as parents and you as students for the upcoming school year. So out here, we're going to enter the building. This is where parents will be dropping off students in the morning. We really want to urge parents that beginning at 7:20, we will not be opening up this parking lot to drop students off until then. We are going to block this off until 7:20 with the hope that students will not be congregating outside of the building. Around the other side of the building, we'll also be dropping students off of the bus. As students arrive, they will be staying on the bus until 7:25. And at that point, we will dismiss 2 buses at a time, beginning with students at the front of the bus, working our way towards the back. Students will then enter the building 6 feet apart. I'd like to welcome you inside of Leicester Middle School. We understand that things are going to look very different from when they were when you left us back in March, but we hope that you can understand why we have to put these different precautions in place. So we're going to head out into the building now. Before we do that, we're going to ask that all visitors take their face mask and put it on. And then as you ring the bell, our secretaries are going to go through a series of questions with you to make sure that everybody's staying safe.
Welcome to Leicester Middle School. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm here to enter the school.
I just need to go over a few of the COVID screening questions with you before I can give you entry.
Okay.
Do you have any COVID symptoms?
I do not.
Have you been exposed to anyone with COVID?
Nope.
Have you been tested for COVID in the last 7 days?
I have not.
Have you traveled outside of the state?
I have not.
You are wearing a mask.
Yes, I am.
Please come to the building for further instructions.
Thank you. And now we're going to come in and enter the school. So as you can see, as we enter the building, we're going to ask that all visitors stop here in the main office to check in to make sure that all of our staff and students stay safe during the school day. As we come down the hallway here, you can see that our hallway has been marked off with the white dotted lines. Our hallways are not one way, and the reason is we want to keep our 7th and 8th graders on the same side of the building, as well as our 5th and 6th graders on the opposite side of the building. So the reason we have the line is so that students will stay to the right. And by staying to the right, we're really doing our best to make sure they're staying 6 feet apart and socially distancing from each other. So we know that students are going to be wearing masks in the building at all times. And we might want to have them get a drink. We want to make sure that our students are hydrated and staying safe. Unfortunately, our water fountains have been shut off, but we have put in 2 new touchless water fill stations. So we're encouraging students to bring a bottle with them that they can fill up in the school. We have one located in our cafeteria for our 7th and 8th graders, and there's also one across the gym for our 5th and 6th graders. Now that you've seen a lot of the changes that we've made to make this school year a safe and good school year, there's really one that we're very proud of. We have a new staff member here at Leicester Middle School who's going to be living with Mrs. Johnson. His name is JD.
Yeah, so JD is our school assistance dog. I applied to get a dog a couple of years ago, and this summer I was matched. So I have a new partner. You'll see him in the halls with me every day. He's got a lot of fun things he can do. As you can see, we are working on him sleeping on the job. There's been a lot of that going on, but I think you're all going to really love him, and he can't wait to meet all of you. Hey, JD, do you want to show everybody how it's going to look as we move around the building this year? Good boy. Yeah, me too. So this year, when you enter the building, you'll come in and you will stay socially distanced, 6 feet apart. You can see we're at the parent drop-off and walker door, but it will be the same at the bus door as well. When you go into your classroom, you'll hand sanitize. But one change from last year is you will not go to your lockers at all. You'll go right to your homeroom, and you're going to be carrying your backpack with you the whole time, sanitizing on your way in. This is what it's going to look like coming into the classroom. This is what our mask breaks will look like. All right, everybody, before we get started with class today, you all just hand sanitized on your way in. So we're going to do a quick mask break. Take your mask off by the ear loops. Place it outside facing down on your desk. And we're going to have a working mask break. So start the do now that's on the board. And we will put the mask back on in a few minutes. All right, good job on the do now. Our mask break is over, so pick it up by the ear loops, put it back on. Once all the masks are on, I'm going to be coming around with hand sanitizer, just a small pump. Good job. All right, and while we're doing this, we are going to start our discussion on last night's reading. So, take out any notes you took on the reading. Our question today is, what do you think the author's purpose was for that passage that you read? What will it look like if you need to take a bathroom break at school? Mr. Soha.
May I go to the bathroom?
You may. As you leave to go to the bathroom, you have to have your mask on. You'll hand sanitize on the way out. And then as you leave the room, take a peek down the hall. If there's no one in line at the bathroom, or only one person in line, you can stand on the yellow squares there. And if there's no one in the bathroom, you can head on in. If someone's in the bathroom, you'll wait outside on one of the yellow circles. And when someone comes out, the next person can go in. If you look out the door and you see that there are already 2 people in line, you'll have to wait until there's either one person in line or no one in line before you can go. So when you come into lunch, there are going to be a couple different places where you can hand sanitize. If you have your lunch with you, you're not buying anything, you're going right to your table, you're going to sanitize right here at this table. I see you have your lunch, so you would sanitize here, and you could go have a seat at your assigned seat. If you are buying lunch, you're going to sanitize closer to the door to the kitchen.
I like to eat apples and bananas.
This year you will have lunch ID cards that can be scanned, so you'll hold it right up for Ms. Gleason. She'll scan your card, and you can bring your tray back to the table and sit down. Once you are seated at your table, as soon as you get to your table, you can take your mask off at the table, same way we did in class, by the ear loops, outside facing down, then you can eat your lunch. Anytime you have to get up in the cafeteria though, you'll raise your hand, we'll give you an okay, mask has to go back on when you're moving around. Mr. Soha.
Can I get something from the cafeteria
Yes, you can.
room?
Yes, you can. Put your mask back on by the ear loops and make sure you hand sanitize before you go back through the kitchen. So that we can make sure everyone is socially distanced at lunch, room 18 will be another place where we might be eating lunch. So rather than sitting at a cafeteria table, you may be going into room 18, and we'll tell you where your seat will be on the first day of school. So dismissing by recess is kind of similar to last year. We're still going to dismiss by table. The one difference will be you'll be hand sanitizing on your way out. We'll have several sanitizers so that we don't get a bottleneck here. You'll go out to recess after you hand sanitize. Masks can come back off at recess. All right, everybody, time for recess. We're going to start dismissing tables, so put your masks back on by your ear loops if you haven't already. And my first table, come on up. You can hand sanitize, and we'll head on outside. All right, and next table can come on up. And the last table, too, please stay 6 feet apart while you're walking up. When you come back in from recess, you don't need to hand sanitize on your way in the door. You'll go to your next class and you'll hand sanitize on your way into that class, just like we saw in the previous part of this video.
I want to thank you for taking the tour of our school with us. We understand this year is going to be far different than any year we've expected. We're really excited to see you on September 10th.
We are ready for you guys, and we can't wait to see everyone. We'll see you in a short few days.